Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2.0 edition of the SkillUp session. Over the years, since the inception of Ugwumba Leadership Enterprise, we have had over 5,000 MSMEs who have been empowered. And now to the SkillUp session. Last year, some batch were empowered. And this year, we have 101 participants who are going to be empowered. This is not just another edition for women or youth or adults to be empowered. This is an addition to record that legacy has to be created and not a charity event. My name is Adenike Oyedele, and I will be your red carpet host for today. So this carpet today will be graced with not just leaders, it will be graced with diplomats, political leaders, traditional leaders, and most especially our SkillUp alumni that will be coming in for today's edition. So see you at the moment. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. So before we proceed into the itinerary for today, I would like to welcome
Your Excellencies, for the opening prayer. Let's all be on our feet, pray in your hearts, then we say amen together. May the Creator of heaven and earth accept our prayers and worship. Sit down.
Thank you. Since the inception of the Ugwumba Leadership Foundation, or the Ugwumba, I love calling it foundation, I don't know why, but since the inception of the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development Africa in 2018, we've recorded over 5,000 MSMEs who have been equipped with not just the skills, but with the grant to start up their business. And we moved into the SkillUp part of it. And as of last year, 55 individuals were empowered and equipped and who are doing marvelously well, and they're seated with us in the hall. And for today, we have over 3,000 registered participants, 1,000 trained, and 110 finalists who are seated in this hall. Some are joining us via the live stream. Ugwumba Leadership Center has done more than being, it's not a charity organization. A legacy has been laid. The foundation has been laid, and our participants have run with this vision. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the Ugwumba SkillUp 2.0 edition. My name is Adenike Oyedele, and I am your co-host for today's edition. And with me is...
Please turn to the left or right of your side and say welcome, please. You can use your language, because money hears every language. Your Excellencies, very distinguished members of the diplomatic community here present, members of the Federal Executive Council, the President, Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development for Africa, distinguished members of the National State Assemblies here present, Your Royal Highnesses, our esteemed partners and stakeholders, representative of government and non-governmental organizations here present, yes, our proud beneficiaries, comrades and friends, gentlemen of the press. My name is Dr. Paul Simon. The word champion is rooted in providing opportunities and creating impactful leadership and accountability in the society. And this very, very strength or platform put together by the God-sent personality to add value into the lives of the less privileged and create opportunities, give them strength, create platforms for economic wealth and self-actualization, as well as for nation growth. And therefore, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Ugwumba Skill Acquisition and Empowerment Initiative is a strategic effort to integrate technological and vocational knowledge, as well as creating purveyors of economic wealth for self-actualization. In line with the policy of globalization, the small-scale businesses or enterprises are the key drivers of the global economic environment. And so therefore, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are all seated here to define our strength and reintegrate our sense of belonging toward building a greater Nigeria and Africa. So please, if your hands are not so busy, please may we put our hands together for the President. Straightforward. And now, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to officially kickstart this event, permit me to invite the BOT chairman, who is here with us. Of course, we were trying to make some arrangement based on skill acquisition on the microphones with my co-MC, but we've gotten it now. Permit me to invite the BOT chairman of this very wonderful USLDA projects, in person of His Royal Highness Dr. Usman Bilyaminu Othman, the Emir of Das.
All right, the Emir of Das will be giving us his goodwill message in no time. But before we do that, we want to take the goodwill message from one of our Board of Trustees, another of our Board of Trustees. And that will be streamed live because it's currently not in Nigeria at the moment. So, in person of Rajan Nazra, he is the IAC chairman. Please, media, can you project his goodwill message?
Before this, ladies and gentlemen, may we meet the man behind these very, very laudable and commendable efforts, who had kept aside his own personal needs and then developed long hands in order to change the life of humanity for a better future. He had strengthened the builds of his own mind in terms of building a very, very strength for adding value to the strength of humanity. We know him. He did not discuss about religion. He did not discuss about ethnicity. No, neither he discussed about your height, whether you're short or tall, your complexion. All he does is to ensure that humanity is truly in harmony. No doubt today, the word of God says, he works for others, God will work for you. So this gentleman already, God has worked for him. I remember last week, I was appointed as the special advisor to God on heaven matters. And I saw his name engraved in gold in heaven already. So, and after that, I said it and I told God, I said, please allow him to spend at least 150. And God said, please, my son, go and tell him he's approved. And hence it is approved because he said, my children are suffering. And I don't want my children to keep suffering, but let them have a peace on earth that I created for them. And so therefore, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is no any other person but the president of the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development for Africa, in person of Ugwumba Uche Nwosu. Let's put our hands together for him, ladies and gentlemen. And if you go to Imo State, his name is still ringing bell in Imo State. But I said I will have to go to National Assembly next week, Tuesday, to sponsor a bill where his indigenship will be moved to Kafanchan. So those who agree to set ayes, those against said nay, the ayes have it. Thank you very much.
So we do not need to get your views before the eyes will have it. So just like my co-MC Dr. Paul rightly said, the eyes have it. So maybe we'll move his indigenship to my states. What do you think about that? Osun State, sir. What about that, sir?
You know, Osun State. Why Osun State was very difficult? Because it's far away from the headquarters of the National Assembly. Am I okay? Kafanchan is close.
Okay, that works. That works. I will think about it.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
So we go to the virtual stream of our goodwill message from Rajan Nazran.
My name's Rajan Nazran. To everyone taking part in the SkillUp final, please accept my warmest congratulations and the best wishes on reaching this important milestone. Today is far more than a competition. It's a celebration of dedication, perseverance, teamwork, and the courage to strive for excellence. For every individual, remember that success is not measured solely by trophies or medals, but by character. And that is something that you build through the lessons you learn and the resilience you develop along the way. The friendships you made at this event and the values that you have will remain long with you after today has ended. I also extend my sincerest appreciation to my dear brother Ugwumba and the incredible leadership of the Ugwumba Foundation, because this is what makes these dreams possible. Your encouragement for a better Nigeria, shaping the next generation of leaders, makes the world a better place. May this grand final inspire every participant to dream bigger, work harder, and continue believing in your ability to create a positive change within the communities you serve and beyond. I wish you all the greatest success and hope this day is filled with outstanding performances, and more importantly, may the best pitch prevail. Warm regards on behalf of the entire International Advisory Committee. Wishing you the best.
Please, let's put our hands together for him, ladies and gentlemen. That was the goodwill by our very dear own. We heard the content of his goodwill. Truly, his content are very, very intimidating and encouraging. So please, once again, let's put our hands together for that very goodwill message. We have our own royal father here. I know gone are those days, royal fathers, chiefs, does not smile or laugh in public. But with the coming of digitization, with the coming of civilization, and gone are those days that they will say, okay, fine, royal fathers, we only go to farm for them, give them food alone to eat and protect them. But today we have very digitized and very, very civilized royal fathers across the country where they can laugh in public, they can smile and be very happy. Sometimes they ask the MC for his account number, and which is very... And that is why I am so impressed to witness the very royal presence of our very dear own, the Emir of Das in our midst, who happens to be the BOT Chairman, Board of Trustees, and he's here with us. In fact, he came before many of us. So therefore, please do put your hands together as we acknowledge the very presence of His Royal Highness, Alhaji Dr. Usman Biaminu Othman II. Thank you very much, sir. My account number will not come, sir. No problem, sir.
You will indeed agree with me that the Emir of Das never comes late to event. I've been with the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development for as long as I can think. From the days we used to have it at Merit House, he always comes on time. In fact, I don't know how we do it, but sir, I celebrate your timeliness. Please celebrate him once again. You can do better. You can do better. So before we take the next goodwill message, I just want us to do a few icebreaker. Then we'll take the other goodwill message virtually still. And I want to ask, so maybe if you see me walk towards your direction, please don't fret. Don't be scared. I just want you to hear it out. I believe you've been hearing, okay. So I believe you've been here, or maybe you've heard, in fact, you've heard, who will not hear of Ugwumba leadership? Like, how would you say you did not hear of Ugwumba leadership? So I want to ask you, so the first time you heard the word Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development, what was that thing that came to your mind? What was that word? Or I want you to describe UCLDA in one word. So your time starts now. Everybody's just looking like, where we live for?
You can use your language, please. Speak in Hausa, no problem. We have translators.
Okay.
Kaida Hausa.
To, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A gaskiya na samu labarin wannan program da kuma irin gudunmawar da suke bayarwa matuka a cikin society da kuma irin yadda ake samun abubuwan da mutum zai dogara da kansa, wanda kuma wannan shine babban burin duk wani ɗan ƙasa wadda ya ga ya samar da wani abubuwa da zai taimaka wa al'umma ta fuskar ci gaban ƙasa gaba ɗaya. Muna farin ciki da wannan sosai. Allah ya saka musu da alkhairi, Allah kuma ya taimake su cikin ayyukansu. Allah ya ba su nasara.
Well, let me translate. I think
Okay.
you understand Hausa very well.
I
He-
think I do too.
What he said truly is words of praises and appreciation to God Almighty, and also prayed that may the strength God gives this very this very organization, that may we continue to grow, and then blessed the initiator of this very program. I think it's a wonderful prayer, and may God in his infinite mercy accept prayers, keep you more longer, strengthen you with good health, and focus for the reality of eternal salvation.
So to buttress that, he said this foundation or this organization is all about empowering people. It's all about helping people. And you will agree with me that Ugwumba Leadership Center is always known for one thing: to equip and to impart the next generation. Thank you very much. All right, so now to the next goodwill message from IAC committee member Chris Ford, and he's the chairman, Global Advisory Committee for the UCLDA project. So please, media, kindly project it.
Greetings, everyone who's just recently graduated from the SkillUp program. This is Chris Foltz, chair of the Ugwumba International Advisory Council. I'm so very thankful of having this opportunity to extend my gratitude and thanks for all the work that you've put in this year in this amazing SkillUp program. Now, I got to tell you, right now I'm traveling around the world, and I'm in Tbilisi, Georgia, one of the most interesting countries I've ever been to in Europe. But every single place that I go around this world, I make sure that I spread the amazing things that I've learned about Nigeria and Africa and great leaders like all of you. Now, just because the program's ending doesn't mean that it's over. The world is in front of you. Exciting things are coming your way. It's all about taking time to reflect on the opportunities that you've created for yourself, even being part of this program. More importantly, never forget where you came from. It doesn't matter if you come from a small village. It doesn't matter if you come from a large city in the United States. Always remember where you came from. On your journey, I want all of you to remember this. Never forget where you're going. It's very easy to do this in times where things are tough, when we face challenges, when our skills don't seem like they're enough. But I promise you this, if you stick with it and you persevere and you show resilience, you remember who you are, where you came from, and where you're going, things will work out for you. I wish I could be there with all of you. Unfortunately, on my travels, it makes it very hard. But at the end of the day, I'm always here with you in my heart. So if you need anything, I want you to find me on LinkedIn, reach out to the great leaders that we have, His Excellency, the amazing team that we have, and let's change the world. So thank you all very much for the work and effort that you put into SkillUp. It doesn't go unnoticed. It matters every single day in our lives. You become a better person just by showing up every single opportunity that you have. Again, this is Chris Foltz, chair of the International Advisory Council, the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa, wishing you the greatest future. And I look forward to interactions any possible chance that we have. Thank you. And
So that is our international committee member from UCLDA. And to our participant, I believe you've seen him, you've had session with him, right? Oh, okay, maybe it's looking different now because it's not on the Zoom meeting you saw him the previous time. So that was a very wonderful one. So whatever your hand find doing, please do it with all your strength. So thanks to Chris Ford for that goodwill message.
Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have in our midst two great gentlemen in Nigeria who serves and indicates symbols of excellence not only within the African continent, but with other continents of the world. We are proud of them and they are here. Please do put your hands together as we acknowledge the presence of Engineer Osondo in our midst. We also have in our midst Chief Kuku. Please, let's put our hands together for Chief Kuku in our midst.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I have this honor to welcome or recognize the presence of the acting MD, Abuja Enterprise Agency, Dr. Chudi Agwada Ezirigwe. Thank you for joining us, sir. Please, a round of applause for him.
And next, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we will go straight to the panelists. And I think my very co-MC will equally serve as the moderator for this very panel session. Please do put your hands together as she continues from where we stop for now.
I think you can do better. All right, before we go to the panel session, this is a gathering for entrepreneurs. This is a gathering for those who are making impact. So I want to ask quickly, how many of you have started a business here? Let's exempt our participants, right? So from this side and this part. So have you ever done a business, small, big, irrespective of the size? So what is that feel? What is the feeling like when you first started?
My sister, I think what you are saying is very apt. This side, I realize truly we are not pulling them along based on the language. Duk wanda ya san ya taba ya yi kasuwanci ko kuma kana da niyya ka yi kasuwanci ko kuma kana da abin da ka yi niyya ka yi. Yanzu da aka tambaya sai ka nuna ka ce ka fara wani kasuwanci menene ka kai ta kasuwancinka? Domin a san yadda za a bunkasa a daidaita a kuma taimakon ci gaba ga rayuwar mata da kuma youth na Nigeria da Africa.
Okay, I guess my co-MC has helped me. My answer is not that strong, so let me leave that part. Okay, so while we're still talking about it, you know that for you to start a business, it takes more than just the idea, right? It takes the vision. So to this end, we'll be going into the panel session. We'll be calling our panelists to talk to us. And it will interest you to know that these panelists, all of them, went through this organization. They all did what you're doing. Some are Enterprise Challenge alumni. Some are SkillUp alumni. So the first panelist I'll be calling is Pearl Ubani. She is the CEO, Myra G Limited, and she's an alumni Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge. So please make welcome Pearl to the stage. So while she's coming, yes, you can do better. You can do better. Please welcome her. Thank you. So the next person I'll be calling is KD Ibang. She is also the CEO of Case Perfumery, FCT Abuja. She's also an Ugwumba Enterprise alumni. A round of applause for KD. And it will interest you to know that amongst these beautiful ladies who just stepped up here, one of them won the Next Titan, how will I call it, challenge as well. So the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development does not produce just any kind of participant, but it produces globally standard and acceptable participant. So the third person is from our SkillUp alumni, which is Ochung Peter. This person did excellently with the crafts that I learned from last year. So please to the stage, Peter Ochung. A round of applause for him. All right, and so the last panelist is Honorable Bala. Is also the youth coordinator for the Ugwumba Fellowship. Is also an alumni for this for the Ugwumba Leadership Center. So please make welcome Honorable Bala E. Musa, the Ugwumba Youth alumni. Please to the stage. So, welcome once again, because we're starting on a fresh start here, on a fresh note, right? So, and we believe that we all know that it is more, what drives every entrepreneur is more than the idea. We have the vision, we have the equipment, which is the grant part of it. So to this end, today we're going to be talking about how you moved from trainees to trailblazers, right? But I want to redirect it to this topic so it will be very, very easy for everyone to grab along. So we'll be going from launch to longevity, how you started, from how you've spanned over the years. So the first session we'll be taking here is based on your financial survival, and I would really want to hear your thoughts on this from both the enterprise alumni and the SkillUp alumni. So the first question goes to Pearl Obani, right? As an enterprise alumni, looking back at your first year, how did you prioritize spending your grants?
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Everyone is looking dapper today. Thank you for that question. So let me just clarify. So I was part of the 2024 Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge. I came in third runner-up, fourth position. So the grant that was, given to the awardees as at then, what I tried to do, and I still try to do till today, is to focus on one major problem. Because one thing that really draws your cash flow is when you're trying to solve like multiple problems at a time. So, when it comes to like financial survival in that particular context, I try to focus on just one problem. And our problem then, even though there were many, the most recurring one was the marketing. We weren't doing much with our marketing. So after being awarded that grant, we pushed or funneled a lot of that into marketing, and we're still reaping the benefits till today.
Thank you for that. So like you said, you focused on one problem at a time, right? And that's a very good one for that. So I want to hear your thoughts on this, KD.
All right. So for us, I was part of the 2021 Enterprise Challenge. Is it not clear?
Can you hear, or is it just my end? I don't think it's...
You can use this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. So I was one of the top 3 prize winners for the 2021 challenge. And at the time, my business was just about 3 years old. And we had 3 key priorities for that year, which the prize that we won, the grand prize that we won, helped us solve. The first was just expanding our inventory. So particularly because as a small business owner, you have to think through your cash flow. So with the sales that you are getting, you need to be able to prioritize your needs so that you don't get to the end of the month and then you are stuck with no cash to... You can't? Okay. Can you hear me clearly? Okay. Thank you. So I said I was one of the top 3 prize winners for the 2021 Enterprise Challenge. And at the time, my business was just about 3 years old. And we had 3 key priorities for that year going into the next year. Particularly because as a small business starting out and you don't necessarily have like a huge inflow of capital and you are funding this out of pocket and from sales that you make from the business, you need to strategize properly to ensure that the amount of inflow that you get is able to get you home and dry at the end of the month. So with the grant prize which we won, the first thing that we wanted to do was to expand inventory, right? Because we had gotten quite a number of requests from customers for a number of other products which we had not properly added to that. So that helped us. I think the major thing that helped us to do was to inject a lot into material procurement. So both material procurement and equipment procurement. And I would say that is something that was a really good idea at the time because literally all of the equipment that were purchased at that time, we're still using them now 5 years later, right? So the best use of that capital for us was the inventory, investing into materials and equipment, and then also ensuring that our packaging and presentation were meeting the needs of our customers. So those were the 3 key priorities we solved for, and it was a great way to just throw us into the next level of growth that we're looking for.
All right, thank you. That's awesome. I agree with the fact that all your key priorities all move towards the direction of your cash flow, right? So for the cash flow part of it, I want to know what is one mistake in cash flow that you do not want the participant for this skill up, this year's skill up to find themselves in.
Don't get so sucked into the aesthetics that you see on Instagram. And I'm saying this because a lot of people get to the point where you are feeling some kind of peer pressure because you've seen someone launch a big store in Wuse 2 or Metama, and you think this is the next step for your business when you haven't fully dealt with delivering items that your customers are looking for. So don't allow peer pressure to get you into that point. If you necessarily, I think the first thing is that you may or may not need a physical store. And that's a mistake that some business owners make earlier on. If you run a business where people don't necessarily need to come, see, feel, sniff your products, you do not need to have a front-facing store. You can have a smaller back-end store where you are delivering items from. So I would say that one mistake is something you shouldn't make. And if you do necessarily need a front-facing store where customers have to walk into, prioritize the functionality of it. So it doesn't necessarily have to be so aesthetically pleasing, but let it be clean and let it be decent. But let it not steal all of your capital. Don't go throw 4 million naira into a store because you think this is what everyone else who's running a business is. If what you need at the time is a store that is 800,000 naira and it can meet your needs at that time, do it. But the main point is that don't allow peer pressure make you spend money on things that are not bringing money back into the business. So that's what I say the major mistake they should avoid.
Oh, thank you for that. So skill up participant, I believe you're getting the concept from her. So talking about not everyone necessarily has need to have a brick and mortar store, right? As a new person in the entrepreneur space. So I want to direct this question to Peter Ochong. I know you're part of the skill up, that's 1.0. And I want you to share what your experience is like as those who benefited from the 1.0. Do you have a physical shop? Do you allow peer pressure get to you and all of that?
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I really thank God for this privilege to be here. And starting from how the whole thing started, it is always my dream to become self-dependent. Even when I was working, the way people receive salary and go home happily rejoicing, I don't, because I am not satisfied. I want to be a self-reliant. I want to have a business of my own. And when I came across this opportunity, I never hesitated to take that advantage, and I became one of the SkillUp acquisitions last year. And to God be the glory, this center is, let me say, there are a lot of persons who have gone through one skill or the other, and maybe because of lack of fund, they could not start. And this center don't just train, they also train and empower you so that you don't have any excuse. And this is one thing that makes this center a unique one. And I really appreciate the excellency, Dr. Ugwumba Leadership Center, for this opportunity.
So did you start your business from the comfort of your home, or you just took the grants, the money that was given to you, went and rent a shop?
No, I started the business right from my home, because if I said that I should start, maybe, whatever you have your budget. If you don't work on your budget, you will go out of control. So as soon as I receive my grant, I sit down, have my budget, put everything in order so that I will manage the fund in my possession. So after the budget, it is not just one skill I learned. I will also opportunity to learn other skills. And among all the skills that we have learned, I decided to say, okay, this money, it will handle this aspect of the skill comfortably. And that is how I wrote out my budget, and I go for the one that I am into. I do it right from my home. make productions go out and make supplies. At first, one of the mistakes people do, you have a lot of expectations when you are starting something new. Because maybe if you are into paid production, you see somebody who is into paid productions, maybe riding a big car, living large, and you have this expectation that let me go into paint productions so that maybe in the next 1 year I will be
That's
like
peer
him.
pressure.
That is a very high expectations. Some people go into business with that kind of expectations, but when you go into it, you discover the real thing, which is the reality check that we are going to
Thank you.
look at. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. So, participant, I believe you can hear, don't be pressured. Don't allow anything get to you. Just go on your pace. Slow and steady wins the race. So, thank you for that financial survival. Thank you for your thoughts on that. Thank you for helping us and also helping our participants to understand that financial survival does not have to do with you looking at the next person. All right, now to the next segment, which is a market adaptation. We've talked about the financial survivor. To the market adaptation, you agree with me that there's a big difference, right, between surviving your first 12 months and a long-term 3 years, right? This is where you must adapt, because what you did, or the blueprints you applied in your first year may likely need to change for you to scale through the other 3 years and remain in business. So I have this question, which will go to Honorable Bala. So what was the biggest reality check for you when converting your newly acquired skills into a commercial business?
All right. Thank you so much for this question. I want to just start by giving a brief background on how I started my business. My business was registered in 2016. So to the glory of God, this year my business is about 10 years old. In 2017, because of the passion, the commitment, and the excellence I put into that business, I was selected by Kuka Center and Ford Foundation to be among one of the 15 young businesses in Nigeria. And we were recognized by the then Vice President, Professor Yomi Osibanjo. Then moving down to 2019, I was then privileged to be part of the first edition of the Enterprise Challenge, which was held in Abuja here, and I was also part of the finalists. And subsequently, I've also gotten some other few grants, which has helped us to be able to continue to push and strengthen the business. So I just want to use this medium to appreciate His Excellency, the founder of this reputable organization, for all what he does for the young people and for supporting us right from, I think the first edition was actually 2018, which was held in Owerri. Then the second edition was in Abuja.
So what was the reality check? Like, what dawned on you when you commercialized your business to start making money?
So commercializing your business is very key, because marketing is the backbone and the bedrock of every business. So we have been able to navigate the market, which is why we have remained sustainable for the past 10 years, because statistics have shown that most businesses that get started within 5 years, they get into a station or it crashes. So for us to be in business up to this particular moment, we have been able to commercialize it, we have been able to market it, and we have been able to give in our best towards the running of the business.
Okay, thank you. So I want to hear from KD. All right, yeah, KD, yes. So I want to hear the reality check for the three priorities you had. So what was your reality check like? What dawned on you when you moved your business into the commercial industry? Like when you began to scale bigger, what's the reality check like?
I think one of the biggest reality checks is that you have to move from the, what do I call it? The mentality that you can do everything by yourself to making your business an opportunity for others to also have a meaningful source of income, but then also contributing to the growth of the business. So that mindset's movement from you being a sole proprietor, you are the all in all of the business. You are the one producing, you are the one running the ads, you're the one managing social media, you are the one handling deliveries, dealing with logistics, everything. Moving from that mindset to the point where you are operating as an actual business, where you have other members of staff who are supporting you so that you can actually focus on the growth and strategy of the business. That was the reality check. And I think that came early for me right after 2021 when we won the grant in 2022. That was the first time I needed to get extra help because you then realize that you can't do everything by yourself.
Oh, awesome, nice. Yes, but the moment you move from I to we, it makes the job easier. So you cannot be the CEO, you are the cashier, you are the delivery guy, you are the, how will I call it? Like, you just cannot be everything. So the reality check is knowing when to delegate. Yeah. And don't just start delegating if you're not capable of that. Absolutely. I love that pointer. Thank you so much for that. And yes, please, Pearl, I want you to answer this question, right? How did your business model have to pivot between year 1 and year 3 to keep you in market?
Okay, so one of our, I guess the business models that we use currently that really works for us is specialization. And
please, can you rephrase
better?
again so we can get it well?
Is this better? Okay.
Okay, just use the mic, yes.
Okay, it wasn't really, okay. So I was saying that one of the business models that we use currently that really works for us is specialization. Yes, so we are in the cosmetics industry, which is a very broad one. There's so many things encompassing, but we have decided to focus on makeup products. So when you think of cosmetics, there's the body care, there's skin care, there's makeup, there's so many things, but we've decided to just focus on one thing that we've seen, there is a gap for in the market, and Nigerians actually need these products that are manufactured here, and we've decided to fill those shoes. Because starting out, you feel like you can do everything. You feel like you can do everything, and you want to do everything because you think that it translates to multiple sources of income. But what that does is that you're giving 100 of yourself to 10 different things, and you're just seeing 10% results in everything. But if you give 100% of yourself to 100% of something else, you're going to see better results that are actually backed by numbers. So that is a model that works for us, and I know that we will continue to pursue. Because sometimes when people, I started this business when I was in university, and sometimes people would not know my name, but they would know that, oh, that's that lip gloss babe. And literally, that's what people know. Yeah, that's what people know of Myraji. When they think of Myraji, they think of lip gloss, and that's because that is our hero product. It doesn't mean that we don't have things or other products that are going to, come around, but it really helps when you specialize and almost lock something down before you grow on it. Because having more SKUs are stock keeping, like more products. Having more products is really, really hard work. So I feel like more people should go the route of specialization. It would really help.
Oh, thank you so much. I love the fact that you are very particular about picking a niche at a time. Like you've always said, you said, oh, specialization on one product. So when they hear your brand name, they'll know that, oh, this is the lip gloss girl. Sorry to use that word. So now this is to the house, now to our participants, to the general audience. You have to be known for one particular thing. Of course, we know Dangote is the biggest man in Africa, but you may know him as the cement merchant, you may know him as the salt merchant, and all of that. Thank you very much for that. I really love that pointer you stated. So we will be wrapping up right now. So, but before we go, I just want each of you to take turns and advise our participant from your wealth of knowledge. What do you want them, or what do you want them to look up or look out for as they journey through this new phase? So let me start from my left here. So Bala, please, can you please advise or give a word of advice? Yes, thank you. So let's just take turns. Let's hear from there. What do you advise them to do? What should they not do to make them stay or survive this industry?
All right. Thank you so much for this privilege. I want to, first of all, start by appreciating our leader and our boss, who has been so benevolent to young people and young entrepreneurs for many years now by supporting us and giving them funding. We are very grateful for your kind gesture. God bless you, sir. So my advice to most especially the beneficiaries for today and also other entrepreneurs is the ability for them to go the extra mile in running their business. Challenges is inevitable in business, but never allow the challenges you faced to weaken your spirit. You must learn to be determined, you must learn to be focused, and you must learn to be consistent. Keep pushing, keep believing, and surely you will surely get there. So thank you.
So let's hear from Ochong Peter, our peanuts vendor. Of course, he came here with his product too. So I think he deserves a round of applause. Come on, participant. What is this? He came here with his product. Last year was beautiful. This year, I can't wait to see what he has for us. So let's have your parting words for our participant.
Yes, thank you very much. My advice to the participant is that, competition is real out there. There is nothing you are going to produce that is new. Just have it at the back of your mind. And what you are going to produce, how you survive in the market is how you make your product unique. So I will advise you that always adapt to the market conditions and market demand. Because when you go out there, or maybe you produce something, you go out, what they're asking you is not really what you have. You have to adapt to the market conditions, meaning you have to also think of how you are going to include that particular product in your thing. So just have it at the back of your mind. And secondly, as an entrepreneur, as Dr. Linus Okoro used to say, that if you want to succeed in business, you have to master the keys of making a sales. That is, if you want to succeed in anything you are doing, you have to master the skill of leadership. So this skill you have is not just enough. You also have to master the key of how to sales, how to manage finance, how to market your products. They are very essentials for you to succeed out there. Knowing how to produce is a different thing, and knowing how to market your product is another thing. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. All right. Yeah. So please, yes, Katie, just in brief, and we go to Pearl. Then we'll wrap it up.
A few things. So go in the direction of your customers. One of the things that has helped us over the years is that, yes, we're in the fragrance industry, we're in the perfumes industry, but we move in the direction our customers are asking for. Instead of us creating a problem and then pitching a solution to them, we wait for them to bring a problem to us, and then we bring a solution to that. So we started out with just perfumes, but then people are looking for home fragrances. You want diffusers, you want candles, you want room sprays. And moving in that direction almost guarantees that there will always be cash flow, because the customers who asked for it will purchase it. The other thing I wanted to add was, please track your numbers. Data is very important in business. You cannot know whether you are growing if you do not know how much sales you made last week, last month, if you do not know whether your customer base has grown from 50 to 100, if you're not keeping your customer emails and phone numbers for you to be able to reach out to them again. You can't keep going out to acquire new customers when you have not properly nurtured the ones that have already come into your ecosystem to meet you. So those two things I would say you should just keep in mind as you go on from here. The real work starts here after you've gotten the grant.
Yes. Your data, track your process.
Okay, so first of all, I would say congratulations on getting this far. It's really a huge feat, and it's one that's going to be in your journey, like set in stone in your journey forever. So well done on that. I would say that you would have to adopt the spirit of excellence in what you're doing. It sounds like something that's very generic, but it's in the small things. So how would other people usually talk to their customers? How can you make that better? So if the other people, when they send, if customers send messages, they just respond, they don't respond to the customer's greeting, things like that, very small things like that, just find ways to tweak it. Because I feel like in whatever you do, there is a way to kind of make it better. Even if it's not like with customers, if you're applying for other opportunities as entrepreneurs, as business owners, if they're telling you, make a video that is 2 minutes, don't make a video that is 10 minutes. Don't make a video that is 15 minutes, follow instructions. Like, it's just in like little things like that. I feel like, as an entrepreneur, we have to ingrain certain characteristics in ourselves as people, and it will translate in business as well. So those are my two cents.
All right, thank you. Please, a warm round of applause for our panelists. So as we've heard today, for you to be an entrepreneur, it's not about you founding. It's not about the now. It is about the later, the future. So being in the entrepreneurial space, you have to know how to keep your records. You have to know how to do things differently from your competitors, because this is what stands you out. So ladies and gentlemen, you've heard from our panelists, Pearl, KD, Ochong, Peter, and Bala. And I believe you're going to run away with every insight and every knowledge they've shared with us. So thank you for joining us once again, and thank you for coming to grace this show. So to this, we draw a curtain today. Thank you very much. Please.
Thank you very much for taking us around the clock of entrepreneurship, the roadmap to economic growth. And I hope all of us have enjoyed this very plenary session with a view to add value. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, quickly, when the plenary session was on, we were very privileged to have in our midst, she stepped in here, a very, very humble patriot of immeasurable courage. Indeed, she had never in any way turned down the strength of reality upon the health of human beings. And she had been practicing in line with the global acceptable practice. And she's here with us, and no doubt she is presently the Senior Special Assistant to the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on public health, and also the focal person on nutrition in the Office of the Vice President of Nigeria. She's here with us, ladies and gentlemen. Please do put your hands together for Her Excellency Uju Rochas. She's here with us, ladies and gentlemen. Anwuka. Thank you very much, ma'am. And quickly, may I have the privilege to invite the DOP. I knew her for the past 50 years. She doesn't speak long. She speaks short, and she's straightforward. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, please do put your hands together for a very Rotarian blessing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. The Executive President of the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa, His Excellency Ugwumba Uche, the Vice President, Her Excellency Uloma Rochas Nwosu, who unfortunately is not here but sent down her goodwill, Chairman, Board of Trustees, His Highness, the Emir of Das, His and Her Excellencies here present, Chairman, Global Advisory Committee for Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa Project, members of the Ugwumba General Council, and the IAC Chairman, Najan Razran. Distinguished guests, panelists, speakers, our guest speaker, Dr. Chidu Ugwade, Acting Director, Abuja Enterprise Agency, our pretty keynote speaker, Honorable Uju Anwuka, SSA to the President on Public Health. Members of the press, my dedicated teams, and most importantly, our incredible panelists, the future captains of industries. Good morning and very warm welcome to you all. Standing here as the Director of Programs for the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa, my heart is filled with immense joy and pride. When we commenced the journey of SkillUp 2.0, we had a singular driving vision to look at the massive potential of youths in Africa and provide them with the exact tools, mentorship, and resources needed to turn their ideas into sustainable enterprises. For weeks, our participants have poured in their time, energy, and creativity. They have been stretched, challenged, and refined. And today, we are not just hosting a grand finale, we are witnessing the unfolding of a new generation of African entrepreneurs. I want to express my deepest gratitude to our Executive President, His Excellency Ugwumba Uche. Permit me at this point to say with a clap ovation and a standing ovation, please, let's all appreciate His Excellency Ugwumba Uche. Thank you so much, everyone. We may sit. We appreciated him for your unwavering, we appreciated you for your unwavering commitment to youth empowerment and your belief that African youth is not a liability, but an asset, is the fuel behind everything we do. Thank you, Your Excellency, for leading the charge. To our incredible speakers, facilitators and partners, sponsors, thank you for sharing your wealth of knowledge and for holding the hands of these young startups. You have sown a seed that will outlive us all. To our finalists and beneficiaries, look around you. Out of thousands, you were once standing here today. You have proven that you have the grit, the passion, and the innovative spirit that Africa desperately needs. Today, we are backing our belief in you with action. The startup grants that will be distributed today are not just financial rewards. They are seeds of trust. We are investing in your businesses, ideas, because we know that when a young African entrepreneur succeeds, a community thrives. Jobs are created and poverty is pushed back. As you receive these grants and step out of this hall, remember that the real work begins now. Be accountable, be resilient. When you face challenges, remember the training you received here. Adapt and keep moving forward. Don't relent. At Ogda, we will not stop. We will continue to build, support, and advocate for the absolute best for our youth, because we know that the future of Africa does not depend on its mineral resources, but on the intellectual and entrepreneurial capacity of its people. Thank you all for being part of this historic day. Congratulations to our finalists. God bless the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And God bless you all. Thank you. I am Rotarian Bibi Kalakala, DOP Ogda.
Thank you very much. And I have this to say. Success does not respect your intentions, but success respects your actions. She said, now the action starts with these funds. So if you do not put effective action to it, no success will ever respect the funds given to you. So let's put our hands together for the foundation, ladies and gentlemen. We are very privileged to have in our midst the national president of the Imo State University alumni here present, Dr. Charles Ngosu. Please, let's put our hands together for him, ladies and gentlemen. I begin to dream and think about reality, about those who are truly philanthropists, who actually are astute administrators in this very present generation. And I looked at my left and right, and I decided to think, and I had an inspiration that made me to say, this truly, he is a gentleman who accepts reality, who had gone back to consolidate upon the gains of his past experiences in order to support this noble cause. And he's here. We are here in this hall, very, very conducive, courtesy this very gentleman. But how I wish his certificate of indigenship too will be transferred to Kafanchan. I'm referring to no one other person, that is, ladies and gentlemen, but the acting MD and CEO, Abuja Enterprise Agency, Dr. Chudi Ugwumba Izerigwe. Well, let's put our hands together for him. Thank you very much, sir. And I think the National Assembly has passed a law last week that gone are those days that parents adopt children, but now children adopt parents. So the National Assembly has passed the law. So now, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with that law being passed and signed by the Commander-in-Chief, today, before my name, they used to call me Dr. Paul Simon, but now my name is Dr. Paul Uche Ngosu Simon. All right, thank you. But is the documentary ready, please? Because the next is the keynote speaker, please.
Meaningful transformation begins with an opportunity. Committed to empowering the next generation, the Ugwumba Leadership Center launched the Ugwumba SkillUp and Acquisition Empowerment Program to equip unemployed Nigerian youths with practical income-generating skills. A total of 200 unemployed youths across the 36 states in Nigeria participated in the program, both physically and virtually, receiving hands-on training in vocational skills such as catering, food processing, makeup artistry, painting, and other entrepreneurial trades. More than just learning a skill, participants gained the confidence and knowledge needed to build sustainable livelihoods. To support their journey into entrepreneurship, 50 participants received startup grants, helping them turn their ideas into viable businesses. The impact extends beyond individual success. by equipping young people with employable skills and supporting entrepreneurship. The program is helping to reduce unemployment, create opportunities, and contribute to Nigeria's economic growth, one empowered youth at a time. Here is what some of the participants has to say.
I'm privileged to have participated in the SkillUp program organized by the Ugwumba Leadership Center, where I learned pastry, food processing and packaging. We were not just given the training, but also empowered to start our businesses. Now I can confidently announce that I have started in earnest, and this is one of my products, P-Tech Peanuts and Snacks, an unforgettable taste. I will ever remain grateful to His Excellency, Dr. Ugwumba Nwosu, for providing me with this life-changing opportunity. May God Almighty continue to bless him and his wonderful team. Now, my dream has come to reality. Thank you.
Last year, November, I came across the Ugwumba SkillUp acquisition opportunity. And this training really enlightened me. It was facilitators. They did a great job. And I can tell you for free that I learned a lot. Today, these are some of my products learned from that skill. And these products are already in the market. People are already patronizing me. This is the beans flour, ready for consumption for your moi moi, ekuru, begiri, and the likes. This is the pap. All these are naturally made, processed, no addictive, no preservative. I want to thank Honorable Uche Wunsu for the privilege that I have. He gave to us, but also a beneficiary. I won a grant, the grant that was given there, and this was what I used to start up. I registered my business with CS, and here you can see some of my products. And I want to say thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
I would like to sincerely thank the Ugwumba team for giving us this opportunity to be part of the SkillUp program. I participated in 2025. I was not selected. This year, 2026, I participated and I was not selected among the finalists. I'm truly grateful for the experience and knowledge I gained through the training. Truly appreciate the organizers, the facilitators for their dedication to improving young people. Look forward to improve my small business and creating value to my community with the knowledge that I have acquired. Thank you once again.
Today, we celebrate the achievements of the past and look forward to even greater impact.
Greetings, everyone who's just recently graduated from the SkillUp program. This is Chris Foltz, chair of the Ugwumba International Advisory Council. I'm so very thankful of having this opportunity to extend my gratitude and thanks for all the work that you've put in this year in this amazing SkillUp program.
My name's Ranjan Nazran. To everyone taking part in the SkillUp final, please accept my warmest congratulations and the best wishes on reaching this important milestone. For every individual, remember that success is not measured solely by trophies or medals, but by character. And that is something that you build through the lessons you learn and the resilience you develop along the way. I also extend my sincerest appreciation to my dear brother Uche Ugwumba and the incredible leadership of the Ugwumba Foundation, because this is what makes these dreams possible. Your encouragement for a better Nigeria, shaping the next generation of leaders, makes the world a better place.
Together, we are empowering lives, creating opportunities, and building a brighter future through the Ugwumba SkillUp and Acquisition Empowerment Program. Every meaningful transformation.
Please, let's put our hands together for this very wonderful documentation. At this juncture, please, return back the light to me, please. At this juncture, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are going straight to another very interesting aspect of our gathering today.